Hello, welcome back to my channel. I just want to do a really quick video. I just filmed 2 other videos, which you'll probably see because I'm wearing the exact same clothes. But I wanted to talk really quickly about my Chanel Classic Flap because I did get this on July 5th. I just filmed the video that Gwenny tagged me in, so the bag was already out. Good old white, beautiful bag. I still love this bag, and I figured I would take you really quickly through the wear and tear. I do keep it every single day in all of its felt and its wrapping. Sometimes I would love to have one of those beautiful setups. You just see so many gorgeous closets on here, and I do feel the closet envy sometimes, but I just like wrapping them up. Maybe one day I'll be able to keep them out. I do like that it's protected from the light, any dust. My kitties are kind of gross and their fur gets everywhere, and now we do have like a nice big walk-in closet so they can't get in there, and it's definitely less dusty as a result. But just to quickly go through the wear and tear, I don't look at this over all that often, but there are some, you know, I thought there wasn't anything, but there are actually a few little places. So I don't even know if these will come up on camera, but right here, there is the teeny tiniest mark. Can you see it right there? The smallest mark. And also right here, there is a teeny tiny dot. There is nothing else on this bag, and that is, I am very happy with that for a white bag for my first, not only Chanel bag, not only my first Chanel bag, but my first white bag. I mean, talk about just going in head first. Like, yeah, there's really nothing. Oh, there's something right here. Oh my goodness. Oh, discoveries. Okay, there is a teeny tiny mark right there. I really should go through. I'll leave this down in the description box. But after this video, I'll try to buff some of these off. If I'm successful, I will let you know. If I'm not, I will let you know. But it's possible that these will come off. I have already tried to buff this one out and it's not going anywhere. So that is something. I've also heard that that's one potential con with caviar leather. People always say with lambskin, you know, you can buff it out. You can be really patient and work on it. But with caviar, if you get a mark on it, that sucker is staying there. Sometimes you can clean it. I have noticed in some areas of the chain, there is slight marking. You know, just because they're gonna get dirty. If anything is gonna get dirty, these chains are. But I am being less precious with it. When I took it out last week, I just didn't think about it too much. I figured, okay, I've had this long enough. I'm always going to baby it, but it's time to relax a little bit and enjoy it. That's why I have it, right? And I still go through all my usual precautions. I've mentioned this in other videos before. I'm careful about what I wear. I don't wear it against denim, but I already like, you know, silks and wool and cashmere and all those things. I already had all those clothes in my wardrobe, so this wasn't hard to integrate. This is gonna be, I don't know. I'm a big fan of Chanel, and I love the stories as much as anyone else, but can we all agree that this pocket is useless and annoying? Okay, not only is it useless, but this zipper, I have to, every time I want to open and close this, I have to make sure that the zipper is laying flat because it wants to just poke down and bang into the bag like it wants, and then it's obviously going to dent it. It's already like the little tag thing's bent out of shape, but that doesn't matter. I don't have any markings because I take that extra step. But what is the point of this? This one in particular, let me know if it goes down if you have one, but this is the small size and mine only goes up. This is not open whatsoever. It's completely sealed. Does anyone put anything in this? I would never put anything in there. One, I would forget it and it would be annoying to get out, and how odd would that look? I don't know. There's not a ton of space in this bag anyway, but I am definitely relaxing with it. There are no marks on the inside of this bag. I don't use anything special to protect the inside, except I've mentioned before I use little cloth pouches instead of any kind of leather pouch or additional like SLG to hold my keys or chapstick or pins or anything. Like I don't put any liquids in here. I don't carry hand sanitizer in here just in case. But I just use these beige cloth pouches, and I'll pop my keys in there because that's probably the dirtiest thing. I also have a lambskin wallet, and that pouch will protect the wallet and the inside of the bag. Otherwise, you know, to me, it's perfect. I don't care if this starts to look like it's been used after a year. That seems pretty reasonable to me. So that is the update on the wear and tear. I think we're doing pretty good. The corners are still perfect, and really I'm more interested in the construction of the bag and how the bag is holding up in that way versus anything cosmetic. I think bags look more beautiful when they look used. So, oh, Chanel price increases. Everybody's talking about it, at least in our community. I don't think a lot of other people care, which is totally fine. I will absolutely buy another Chanel bag in the future. I just will. And that's why prices will continue to go up. I know that there are a lot of people who are angry about the price increases. I know a lot of people find it really frustrating, but you know, Chanel's not out to get us. They are charging what the market says they can, and we keep giving our money over. You know, if you bought a Chanel bag last year, you know, like I did, I got one in January, I got my Chanel 19. I mean, we are the reason that Chanel is raising their prices. They're not gonna shoot themselves in the foot. Trust me, they have enough research going into this. They know what they're doing. If we don't like the prices, all we have to do is stop buying them, and they won't be able to charge that much. I know we have all these theories about, oh, well, maybe it's to make up for their losses. Maybe it's because they want a certain kind of exclusive client, and I don't really know if any of that's true. I guess they did face some losses last year with the pandemic, but gosh, people are just clamoring to take up their stock and lines at the door. It's crazy. So of course they're going to raise their prices. I don't think it's anything personal. I know that a lot of us can form really friendly relationships with our SAs, so it's like, oh, how could they do this to me? But I'm not offended by it. I wasn't offended when they raised the prices in the pandemic. I don't necessarily think it was tasteless or anything. I think it was just business, you know? They weren't hurting anyone. They weren't raising the prices of gas or milk or bread or baby formula. It's a luxury bag. That's just my opinion. I know it won't necessarily be popular. No, I'm just a, you know, normal lady. I probably won't be spending too much more on Chanel handbags. I really don't know if I'll get another classic flap. I see all these gorgeous collections of them online. People have them lined up on Instagram, and of course they're gorgeous, but this must be one of my least used bags, and I don't think it's entirely because of the color. I do think it's partly because of the shape, the fact that this isn't great crossbody on me. I think it's beautiful, I like using it, but it's not the most user-friendly bag. I've said this all in previous videos. I still feel that way. I love it. It stands out, and I don't always want it to stand out in that way. For example, I mean, I love my Fendi Montresor bag, my new one, and that bag, way less money. It was $13.50, and I paid $5,800 for this bag, and it's now gone up by what's over $1,000, almost $2,000. I mean, sweet. My investment. I will never sell this bag, so I don't really care about the investment factor. It seems like a pain. I think it's probably a mistake to be focused too much on the investment aspect unless that's your jam and you have it down and you really like are willing to put in that effort. I'm just not, so I don't really think about the investment side of things. But back to what I was saying with the Fendi Montresor, that bag is so much less expensive. And I think I've maybe used it the same amount. I mean, don't hold me to that number, but oh, it's pretty darn close. Me having this for a year versus that Fendi bag for what, 2 weeks? I think I have nearly used them the same amount. That is saying something, and I love to use that bag. I love the way it feels against my body. I love how it hugs my hip. I love how easy it is to go in and out. There are no annoying little things like, you know, like, oh, this thing. There's no annoying little things on that bag that slow me down or get in my way or that I have to lay a certain way when I'm going in and out. I love that bag. So clearly it's not just about the price or the exclusivity. I think this is a gorgeous bag and I could never tell someone, don't buy it, it's not worth it. That I could never do that, because the truth is, if I didn't have one, and let's say I just got to the point in my career this year where I could reasonably afford one, I would buy it. I would. I'd be lying if I said, oh no, that's way too much money. If I didn't have one in my collection, it always meant a lot to me to be able to get one of these one day. And like, I'm not gonna go all into that about why it was important. But Gabrielle Chanel was a pretty cool lady. And like, as someone who grew up as a really big tomboy, who had a lot of hand-me-downs and just all of that stuff, like, this was kind of the epitome of elegance and what she did for women's fashion and really like their place in society. I think it was incredible. So I really wanted one. I was always going to want one. So I was willing to spend the money. This was also kind of wrapped up in my wedding last year. We had a bunch of stuff with the pandemic, obviously. It being this bridal white was quite special. So there were a number of things. But if I could have only afforded one for the first time this year, I would get one. So I wouldn't feel right telling anyone, oh, don't spend the money. It's not worth it. If it's worth it to you, by all means, go get one. You know, or get one secondhand, pre-loved. I wanted that one boutique experience. If I just was able to go into a Chanel store once and comfortably spend that money, and they made it so special. I went in there with my husband, we talked about celebrating our wedding. They really went above and beyond to make it super special. So I would recommend it, and I wouldn't feel right telling someone else not to do it just because they have raised the prices. At the same time, if you're not comfortable spending the money, that's a very private decision, and that's something you have to decide for yourself. So I think that is enough rambling from me today. Thank you so much for listening. If you do actually have any questions about this bag, please don't hesitate to reach out. Feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. Generally, when it comes to styling, I do put that stuff on Instagram, so feel free to follow me over there or reach out to me if you have any questions. I love this bag. I will always love this bag. It will never ever go anywhere, even if it becomes gross and stained and dirty. I don't care. I will always love this, and it'll always remind me of our wedding and that special time with my husband and our family. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.